The Miles Laboratories, makers of Alka-Seltzer and One-A-Day brand vitamins, present Robert St. John, noted author and war correspondent.
Good morning. This is Robert St. John speaking again today from Des Moines, Iowa, and bringing you news and another story about people. I'll be back with news from all over the world with a story about people of India in just a moment. Here's a word from Charles Lyon.
Friends, do you check your Alka-Seltzer supply regularly? Well, it's a mighty wise habit to acquire, and know that you'll never be caught short. Just remember this. When those tablets get down to 4, that's the time to buy some more. Rely on Alka-Seltzer for the relief it can give from acid ingestion, minor muscular aches and pains, headache discomfort, and the achiness that so often accompanies a cold. Yes, keep Alka-Seltzer on hand all of the time. Never be without it in your home. Remember, that's Alka-Seltzer in the blue and white package. Now, back to Robert St. John.
Today, final victory in Okinawa seems finally at hand. The amazing news from that most vitally important island in all the world at the moment is that the Japanese defenders are giving up, surrendering in such numbers that no accurate track can be kept of how many prisoners they have taken. The 81-year-old campaign has reached the mop-up stage. The several thousand remaining enemy soldiers have been carved up into pockets of 10 or 20 or 50 soldiers each. They have only 3 choices: slaughter, surrender, or suicide. Some are still holding out in caves until our soldiers and Marines fall upon them and kill them. Some are giving up. Some are following old Japanese tradition and are leaping into the sea. But even as that bloodiest campaign of the whole Pacific War nears its triumphant end, American forces are preparing for the next amphibious leap toward Japan proper. Radio Tokyo reports that more than 100 American transports are riding at anchor off some islands just 20 miles from Okinawa. Tokyo is also looking for new landings on Borneo, far to the south. As a result of our campaign from the air, 3 more Japanese industrial cities are today in flames. More than 3,000 tons of fire bombs were dropped on them from super fortresses, and all 3 are believed wiped out as military targets. Over in Europe, a new obstacle appeared today on the path to peace. Belgium today has been threatened with one of the strangest internal conflicts in history. Even diplomatic observers say they are mystified by the opposition which developed against the return of King Leopold II to the throne he occupied so brilliantly at the start of the war. You remember that he refused to flee like other monarchs to some safe spot abroad. But his dreams of becoming a hero for his loyalty have faded. Communists opposed him, and then socialists, and then liberals, and now others are arguing against him simply because he married a commoner, a Belgian girl of the people, as they say over there. In Moscow today, they're winding up that 16 police leaders accused of laying the groundwork for World War III. NBC's Bob Magadoff radioed us this morning that the prosecutor is not going to ask the death penalty for any of the defendants. From Germany comes word that the Nazis had planned to blow up $5 billion worth of art treasures they looted from Austria and Bavaria. The refusal of art curators to allow it prevented the plot from being carried out. Another dispatch from that land once ruled by Adolf Hitler says that our Army's non-fraternization policy is going to be gradually modified. Eventually, it may be permissible for American soldiers to engage in social intercourse with the German people. The only domestic news I can give you is that it's cold in this part of the world, as cold as it was hot in New York when I left the East. The tall corn out here in Iowa isn't growing very well, and I am shivering in my thin summer suit. Well, that's the news, and now I want to take you on a trip to the other side of the world, the most fabulous, fantastic land on the face of the globe, a country hundreds of thousands of our men in uniform have seen in the past couple of years. I want to show you India through the eyes of an ordinary American merchant seaman. He's Albert Heber of Tampa, Florida. Like many an American boy until the war began, Albert's horizons extended little beyond the boundaries of his own state. When he was younger, when he was in school, he did study geography. He still remembers the big red colors of the maps, tinted in pinks and greens and yellow. But it was a dull subject. What normal boy cares about memorizing the imports and exports of this country? Some happy day when he closed that geography book good and passed to, well, training, things made some sense. When the war came along, Albert signed up with the Merchant Marine, and suddenly he found himself a world traveler with geography all around him. Of all the strange places he's visited, hauling the munitions of war, India he remembers the best. He found the deep out-of-action people there extremely smart, difficult to understand, living lives of continuous hardship, for the most part extremely ignorant, very superstitious. Albert, at 24, knows quite a bit about India, for he's called at 4 of her principal ports, and he spent a lot of time browsing around on land. Each of those port cities bustled with activity, and Albert knew that they were far more progressive and Western than the hinterland, and yet he was appalled at the squalor he saw. He told me it didn't seem possible that in the modern world of ours, human beings